The topics we discuss are many, no story too bold to talk about. Strictly our own opinions, but they are opinions from people like you. Welcome to the NAKE'd Podcast.
The NAKE'd Podcast, we will discuss Cybertrucks, the nature of things, come from above and below.
Gasp. Do you guys remember PS2 games and their graphics?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly how Tesla's new truck looks like.
Do y'all remember the original Tomb Raider?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy. In her box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now she's driving that Tesla truck.
What was your favorite PS2 game?
Crash Bandicoot.
Fuck yeah. Crash Bandicoot was the shit.
Call of Duty, of course.
I wasn't a teenage boy.
Is that like all Elon Musk plays? It's just PlayStation 2.
It's this whole generation of having love struck of the older generation. You know, all the 80s movies and 90s movies callbacks.
Did you guys see by chance the debut of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the videos.
The people who actually drove it said that you could just feel the weight of the car underneath you. It looks really nice. It has the Tesla little tablet in the center console.
The 17-inch tablet, yeah?
Yeah, and I mean, I was floored whenever I saw that.
That thing is huge.
It's crazy. But the funny thing is that they're saying, oh yeah, our windows are shatterproof. You won't be able to throw anything at it. And this guy got a steel ball.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Well, no, the demonstrator is the one who threw it. Elon
Oh.
was standing off to the side.
Oh.
And he threw the steel ball at the window and it shattered. It shattered.
It went
That
from...
would scare me, though, if I wouldn't be able to... Because say something happened and I'm stuck in water and I need to break through the glass. Like, that's terrifying to know I'm trapped in my car now.
So did you
That's
see
a
all
good
the
point.
excuses that they were coming up with about it?
No, I
They
didn't
were
see
like,
this.
oh, well, the windows weren't all the way up. They were cracked a little bit. And then they were hitting them with sledgehammer. Well, in the video, they were hitting it where the window is with a sledgehammer before they rolled up the window. So they're like, well, we hit it with a sledgehammer a couple times, and then it wasn't all the way up, so that's why it broke.
Yeah, I heard
Excuses,
that.
excuses.
Excuses don't make friends.
Although I do have to admit, the fact that he grabbed that like heavy steel ball bearing and just chucked it at that window, it was... I
At
have to
least it
give him
didn't go
props for that.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it didn't go through. It's kind of reminds me of some type of dystopian car, like Mad Max type of vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I see is the Warhogs. All I see every time I look at it.
What the
I
fuck's
see
a
more like
warthog?
Because it doesn't look like a truck as we think of a truck, but
Yeah.
it does look like a future truck.
Like a
It's
moon
actually-
truck,
Yeah.
Yes. At Astra Truck.
an Astro truck.
An Astro truck?
What if
From
like
the movie
little
Alaskan.
rockets just pop out of the side of it, just like ching?
And you just go up a slope like Looney Tunes style and take off.
Put a turret back there, it looks like a Puma.
Well, it's supposed to go a lot longer. I think it's going up to 500 miles, where current Teslas are under 3 miles for their distance. Pretty interesting. I think it's a whole new clean way of energy, and it's making it a little bit more attractive to other buyers to buy green.
Because I think right now you have the X, and that's the only one that can get over 500. I think right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna pay $80,000 for a freaking car. You know what I mean?
Well, I also heard that the production of these vehicles actually probably won't outweigh the cons of buying these electric vehicles versus the fossil fuel ones that we already have.
Well, consider this. The Tesla truck is already cheaper than a baseline F-150 or any Silverado or any Ram truck that's really out there. As it is, Ford's trying to challenge Tesla in a tow-off to see which truck would win.
Oh, the electric motor is going to win. That's no doubt,
Yeah.
just because of the mass torque they have. That's one of the great things about, especially like the Tesla Roadster. It's like 2.6 seconds, and it's at 60 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
I've been seeing a lot more Tesla vehicles on the road.
Me
Oh,
too.
they're everywhere. Yeah.
I want one.
I remember seeing the first one and being like, oh my gosh, like super
So
fancy.
Fancy.
And I'm like, everybody has one but me.
I knew things were changing when I saw not one, but two of them driving almost side by side down the road together. I'm thinking, are they filming commercial? Because that's just too beautiful. They just look sleek and everything.
Oh, and you know they're not being driven by anyone. The computer's driving itself.
I don't know about that.
I'm behind it.
I don't think a lot
So
of
if it
automation
looked
driving.
different, would you consider buying it?
Oh, I'd buy it as it is. What
You
are
buy it?
talking
You
about?
buy it as is?
Hell yeah.
Right off the lot.
You know I'm going to put a turn on the back, and we're going to roll through town.
Fuck yeah.
Like a warthog
Marco-
from Halo.
Yeah, Marco dressed as Master Chief. We're just rolling down Broadway.
I
You know
couldn't do
it'd
it.
be like an oxymoron if you put like those smokers in the back of it because it's an electric car.
I will have smokestacks on it.
Fuck
The
yeah.
smokestack
With a
fucking-
little with a little fog machine.
because it doesn't actually produce any smoke.
Why do you have that? Fuck you. That's why.
Instead of the fog, it's actually bubbles, or like seeds. The plant like quasi drive.
But it's
Sparklers.
helium bubbles, so you try and light them.
I am kind of glad that energy efficient things are coming to be more popular, more frequent. Like we're seeing more and more of them. You know, I don't know what you guys think about global warming. We are leaving an imprint on our Earth, and I think
Definitely.
that we need to make some
Yeah.
changes.
We need to at least realize, okay, no matter if we do is bad or good, we're doing something. So we just need to be aware of our impact that we're having.
Yeah, exactly.
Not be completely denying. If global warming is a fact or a myth, whatever your opinion is, well, we're doing something that's not natural.
The Earth goes through cycles. Like the Earth will clean itself. It's done it many times. We've had ice ages. We've had periods of great turmoil on the Earth, and it just goes through it. I mean, the Earth is millions of years old, and we're polluting it. Honestly, I don't know. Like you could say opinion about global warming. I'm not completely sure about all the science behind it, but you can't deny that there's something going on. Like we are doing something to make our Earth just die.
And we can't just keep going as we are, polluting the rivers. And I'm so proud of the people who are doing like the ocean cleanups where they're finding like these drones that'll go and like suck the garbage out of the water.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason we should be throwing trash everywhere. We should be recycling more.
There should be no reason to have garbage island.
Yeah.
When you really look at it, it's the people who feel that they're entitled that really, truly throw things away just willy-nilly.
In
Let's
Japan,
murder them.
yeah, well,
I agree. Murder?
you know, there's been a lot of things in the news recently that environmentalists are really against, you know, such as like drill lines and fracking.
Yeah, Marco.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially what's going on in Alaska. This has actually been something going on for the last few years.
What are you talking about?
Well, they actually have these lands opened up for drilling, but these are going to be in the Arctic National Refuge lands. And this is the largest open area, or national forest area, I guess you can call it, in the United States.
Don't touch it.
It's a national forest.
Isn't the
And not
Amazon
that
like
shit.
almost gone? And in, you know, like places like Alaska where it's untouched nature.
Brazil has been up in flames for weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
What-
just
what?
feel like if you have,
Oh, that's right. The fucking
Don't buy your
Amazon's
beef
burning
at
up.
Walmart.
oh, because they contribute to that?
They buy Brazilian beef.
No, I didn't know that.
That's why I buy my meat from HEB. HEB. We're
Well, here, everything's
Sponsor
better.
us.
I love my HEB.
They're like family.
Hey, we're Spurs fans
Let's
too.
sponsor
Can we?
you.
I was gonna say, can we make our own HEB Legends commercial?
Please.
Yeah.
I've been reading so much about this. I'm starting to get really into it.
Okay.
There's actually indigenous people the Gwich'in. They are the indigenous people to these lands, and the biggest thing about this is that they're only talking about, this is 19 million square acres of this land, and they're talking about only, the oil companies will only take about maybe 2,000 acres, which is about 3 square miles. So they're pointing it as like, oh, it's just gonna be this one little dot on this huge area. It's only gonna be minimalized. It's not gonna affect the whole environment. That's not how oil rigging. That's not how it works. It's spread out. There's got to be pipes. There's different stations that go along, and 100 miles of this like a pipe only counts for like I think 4 acres. Maybe 6 acres, something like that. I don't know how that works, but I was just reading that and what? So they're able to spread this out of this like.
So, are you talking about like they'll have to have easements because like your alley down your backyard, that's called an easement for the utility companies and stuff. So is that oil company gonna be like, well, we need an easement from here to there? It's only 10 foot wide. It's only equal to this many acres.
That's so fucking shady.
Damn.
That is so shady.
But yeah, that's how. And then like no one's talking about though. But you see, it's getting out of context on both sides. The very liberal side, the very like pro wilderness, do not touch this. They're talking about how the entire area is going to be affected. And then the very conservative, more business side, talk about, oh, it's just going to be this small box area. It's not going to be encompassed. Both sides are very exaggerating. No one's telling the entire truth. And now these people, these indigenous Gwich'in, are suffering, and because they're having no say in this, as Trump has allowed the lands to be self-released later, like sometime this month.
they should just put a curse on those people.
The
See,
llama poke.
Yeah.
So that is the question. Which side do you take? Anytime you give them any room, a little leadway into the lands, they're going to start spreading out eventually.
Yeah.
So it's only 2 acres this time, and then it's gonna be 4 acres next year, and
What are
8
they gonna?
acres.
What are they doing for the people? Like, are they compensating them in any
Yeah,
way?
but that's
or-
on the other hand. If
They live off the land. The food, there's a budget crisis going on in Alaska right now, where like the foods that we would get, like the coffee, which will only be like maybe a few dollars, over there $10.
Yeah, that's been
Dog food, like a few, like maybe like $20 here, $70 over there.
Yeah, but that's a constant thing over there. They've always had like an upsurge in prices for
But it's getting
foods.
worse.
It's getting worse, and that's why like they don't buy from them. They live off the land, and most of the game that's in the nature like refuge is gonna get affected.
Is
if-
their food source?
Is their food source? It's their life source. It's their culture source.
This is the story of the white man.
I mean,
Oh,
what can you
jeez.
say? Can you say anything different? I mean, I understand that these like we're gonna get access to probably what they say is the largest oil reserve, like deposits of oil that they've found. But then we're hearing other like news, like science articles about the oil that we have. We won't even burn it all before the temperature gets too high, and we're gonna fucking die off.
There is literally no reason to be gaining oil like this, especially since we have enough to go for a while, and we're also looking at renewable resources, solar energy, wind energy. When we drove through, West Texas, we saw nothing but wind turbines for miles.
I love that.
And then like whenever we get our next house, I definitely want to get solar panels because that's going to be so much easier.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing. I want to invest in solar panels. A lot of houses are already getting them. And it really comes down to not the people who are using these resources. It's companies who are looking to get rich. They're trying to compete with the Middle East. They're trying to compete with the
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, the United Emirates. Like that, you're not going to compete.
That is exactly why Trump made the release.
Yeah.
That is exactly why, because he doesn't want anybody to hold anything over him. So if he can tell Saudi Arabia, fuck you, guess what? We have a really good source of oil. We're not going to need you for a while. Bye. You're not going to sit there and tell me that wasn't like a long-term plan?
And what's going to happen once Saudi Arabia loses their biggest exporter in crude oil? Or third, because, I mean, China and India are a thing. And look at China. They have a ban on driving cars. The only way that you'd be able to drive your car right now is on certain days of the week, depending on what number your license plate ends in, and everyone can drive on Sunday.
yeah, but at the same time, they're
communism.
building power plants, not helping resolve the issue.
I think it was definitely a long-term plan. We're gonna tap this oil supply, fuck the wild, fuck nature, like it's nothing, because we're gonna have all this money coming in. We won't have to rely on Saudi Arabia or the Middle East in general for our oil, and then we're good.
Always focusing on one point and not thinking about the big. Like they probably are thinking about the big picture, but they just don't care.
No, of course they don't.
It seems like they're at least coming from a conservative mindset of let's not destroy everything. Let's just use this little portion. But at any time you give somebody a yard, they're gonna take a mile.
If you give a mouse a cookie,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if that were the case, it could have been to better use. If that were the case,
I say it's down to the people that live there, the indigenous people. If they say it's okay, then it's okay. If not, then we need to pull off.
it's not. But the Trump already signed it. Like it's happening. The lions are going to be up for lease, and we're gonna see.
Let's start marching then.
What they should do is take the profits and start paying off the U.S.'s debt so that we're not trillions of dollars.
No, they'll never do that.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Maybe we can get $72 trillion, right, Roarin? Right?
yeah, Lizzie.
When the numbers are that big, they're just made up. Like, oh my God, Kielyn, do you know what I hate more than anything?
Like ads.
Like,
Ads.
oh my God, yes.
Ads on YouTube.
I saw that you were watching this video. Would you like to watch this video too? Rate it.
How many times did we tell YouTube that we didn't want YouTube Plus or whatever it is?
At least 3 times just trying to get into the website. And then every time you try to make a comment, it would make you click on another video. So you're having to look at that one, and that one pops up an ad. I'm so over ads. What was it, like 10 years ago, the average American saw like 2,000 ads in a day. Now we're seeing over 5,000 at least, because you have billboards, you have your Facebook ads, you have your YouTube ad, you have your TV ads. Does anyone want to stop my rant?
No, you're right on the money right there.
And I mean, it's
Preach, sister, preach.
Please.
it's not just ad services like trying to find you. It's other companies sharing your information.
Yeah.
I don't even care about that. I'm
Facebook.
just pissed.
So speaking
It's
of
bad.
ads,
Here's a word from our sponsors.
I saw on Twitter today that Alexa was going to have
A kid's version?
she was going to have a
Yeah.
Ask Me Anything on Twitter. Alexa was.
An AMA?
Yeah.
that'd be
I-
interesting to
No,
watch.
that is Skynet in the making.
So, and then you also have Elon Musk. He tweeted out that their bomb disposal robots that they've been working on realized the bomb was going to explode and aborted its task on its own.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Is
I
that-
do not want to
is that the s-
disintegrate. Sorry.
Is that the same bomb robot that was it Massachusetts started using?
I think so.
I'm sorry. I can't
So
imagine.
okay,
Sorry.
You're
That's so
fine.
scary.
I'm sorry. I could just imagine that a robot. You just got nope, can't do it. Like, this is why you're made. You're supposed to disarm the bomb. It's gonna explode.
no, it's
no
gonna
want
explode.
Isn't that the first rule right there? Like, once a robot can know what danger is, then it's sentient.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Pretty
so this
much.
gets me like super anxious because I grew up things watching like Animatrix,
Yeah.
where it's the war of the robots. It scares the
So,
hell out of me.
Like, think about it here. How many of our jobs can be automated away or AI'd away?
Nope,
Not mine.
not mine.
Okay.
Yours could.
Listen. So you said you've seen the little robot lawnmowers.
I don't mow lawns though.
Me and no, but me and Nate have talked about this. We've tried to plan this out. What it would do to set up a drone like that at their house, and you as a tech just show up once a week to refill the drone.
It would be like a yard Roomba.
Yeah, well they already have that for lawn mowing. So
Yeah.
how hard would it be to adapt that to lawn
Sprays.
treatment?
It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, a lot of the stuff that happens back end for computers.
That's
phones,
trademarked by official millennials.
Yeah,
You'd have to
Pretty
clean the machine though because you'll have to use
Well,
the product
exactly.
that I have to
That's
use
why
is
you
gotta
be
come
be-
the
out once a
technician.
week.
That's why, yeah, you come out once a week and you service it, so you can schedule more out. And then, so instead of having 10 techs, you have one.
That's just
And
complicated.
that
it's
one
simple.
tech
It's simple.
services 100 machines a week. There
10
you
machines
go.
a day, depending on where they live.
Yeah, think of Willy Wonka. Like remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the remake, when his dad loses his job because he's not gonna close the little.
He screws the cap on the
Yeah,
toothpaste.
he screws the cap on the toothpaste. They replace him with the robot. Who did they hire to be the technician? The dad. That's where jobs are moving now.
That's why companies like True Green, that when it does happen, you can now move to that job instead of being stuck in the position you're at.
No, I can see that. The only thing that it's just what's going kind of through my mind is the technical aspect of it. You know, just how it would distribute, how it would make sure it was getting even on the lawn. It's making sure it's getting on the grass and not
Sensors.
the landscaping,
Well,
the trees, like the plants and or the
So if
fruit
you-
trees like that.
How hard would it be to do some real small sensors that you go and you just stake it out?
Yeah, like
And you push them, they would be all the way into the ground,
But
below
you see,
ground level.
you're adding more technology, and that's gonna be more expensive. Like, what are you adding on just to have just automation do it?
But how much would you save in not having to pay people salaries?
We're still getting salary, but it's just it's different now. Like he said, like instead of me getting salary from actually putting on the application, now I'm getting salary to make sure the machine's working fine.
But
like
you're
clean.
cutting out that
But-
9 people. You know, that's the whole, would be your whole
So
goal.
I see.
y'all have a lot of technicians, right? Y'all have 100 technicians to service however many lawns. You would only need 10 technicians just to take over the area. And then, you're losing 90% of your people.
So you no longer have those big trucks y'all need. You don't have that. You have a regular pickup with a few buckets in the back that, bam, bam, you refill and you move on.
honestly, the way technology is moving, everything that is miniaturized gets cheaper and cheaper to manufacture. As it is, processors that sit in computers are planned out to the 7th of a picometer. That's extremely fucking tiny.
So, and then, like, Kielyn, what are your main responsibilities at work? Do you think any of those could be automated away?
I know they're working towards one aspect where they have this auto route feature, and it's supposed to look at the deliveries in the area, and it's going to assign the trucks, it's going to assign the route. We put in limitations to you can't go over so many piece counts, and you can only use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks, and it'll route it automatically. And I actually used it for the first time today. I was super excited for the feature because, corporate's been like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a game changer. Yay. But then whenever I used it, it had one truck have 15 stops. It had another truck have 3 stops. So kind of, it wasn't balanced. I still had to go in and had to change things. But this is something that they've been working on to hopefully make my job easier. But ever since this update, it makes me want to punch my computer about every 5 minutes.
Any technology has kinks it has to work out, though.
But as
Yeah.
soon-
When I
yeah.
first worked at my job, the tablets that we had were so slow. They would just, you press the button, you have to wait, and then it goes to the next screen. Because if you press it too many times, it freezes, it crashes, and then all the stuff that you'd saved is gone. You have to start over. I'm so happy that they work much better now. But I knew how to work the tablets. I had one specifically that only certain parts of the screen I could touch, because if I touched the rest of them, my screen would mess up. So no one wanted to mess with my tablet because we'd have a big problem with people taking other people's tablets and shit like that. And so like, I don't know why I keep having this tablet. Like, I'm the only one who knows how to use it.
So Norma, do you think that your job is in immediate jeopardy, or
Not in the long run, but I can't talk about my job or what I do. But
oh, yeah.
yeah, I work for the CIA.
So I can disclose a little bit about my job. You know, I work in a basic help desk environment. There's no replacing anyone who has invaluable knowledge and someone who knows how to Google things. Just there's no way.
That's what
That's the thing, though. The AI would be able to Google and know the answer.
AI versus robotics. AI, I'm all for, especially in a low tier corporate environment for technical support. Anything higher, absolutely not. Robotics, on the other hand,
I feel
there's
like
a
an
lot
archer.
of things.
I
I'm
get-
totally archer.
I get
Yeah.
so tired of every time. I don't know how many times I get the same email from Twitter. Your account's good to go. I was like, I know, but I still want to talk to a human. Your account's good to go.
Like that one time that Anchor kept telling me that one of our episodes is live. That like happened multiple times throughout a week.
What is life?
All right, guys. Well, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh,
Well, thanks
like that.
Wait till later. Jesus.
Thanks, everyone, for
Oh,
listening.
oh, oh.
Catch us next time.
You know what's cool? Tacos, coffee, and supporting small creators.
Find us on Patreon at www.officialmillennials.com and on Twitter and Instagram at OG_TheNakedPod.
Don't forget to @ Marco.
Yeah.
You can at me at MA_NakedPod. We can talk about whatever you want, except for that one thing. You know that thing. I bet you're the kind of person that doesn't give someone a little John, give them the common courtesy. Oh, wait, no, fuck, I messed it up. Ah! Fuck it. Delete it. I'm stupid.